Hello and welcome to the AOR Skin Pack video guides. In this particular video, I will show you guys how to, kind of make a skin from the ground up. This video is maybe more for the new guys who are, first-time skin creators, and who really wanna, have a video that dips into, all right, how do I do this? It's also a video to how to use our particular templates, because I have mixed them up a bit so they're a bit easier to use. In this video, I will give some kind of general tips and tricks to how to manage your Photoshop files and stuff like that, and some tricks and stuff like that I use. This is not the end all be all guide. A lot of guys might be doing it differently and might do a lot of these things in a different way. I will just show you the way that I have found that works for me and which is for me the best. You can always learn other stuff and have things or ways to do it. But what we kind of need is I've made a see, I'm working here, a template video as this is what you kind of want to have, especially because we're also going into the spec maps, as I know this is a new feature and a lot of you guys might want to use it but have no idea how to do it. That I'm also going to do the AOR template for this season, and I have some logos that, as it is an AOR video, we're going to use AOR logos just to show you how to get logos on the car and stuff like that. So first of all, let me actually just see. Yeah, I have it here. If you go into the AOR template, this is what you will meet with a palette of different colors. On the right, you have a blue one that's called the pinnable area. This is where we will use most of this video, definitely. Turn off before exporting or exporting. This is the plates themselves. Some extra things that iRacing have added, and I have also added some presets to easily find, all right, where's the plate or winglet on the outside, and where the mirrors and stuff like that. General guide thing in here, and custom spec maps. So first of all, we go into our paintable area. So we have a lot of these, things to work with. You can always go in here and find a pattern from iRacing themselves. I don't really tend to use those, but you're free to use them if you want. I'll just hide them at the beginning. What I normally do is that I tend to use 3 different colors when I'm making a skin. Less can do it, but I personally don't want to go for more than that amount. As I sometimes feel it, it just gets weird working and you can't really get stuff lined up and all that crazy. What I do, I like to work in folders or groups because they're easier to work with at a later state. So first of all, I want to make a new group, and I want to call this, let's say, base color. So this is my base color, and you have the base scheme down here. I just drag that in. See, I just click, hold it, and drag it into the folder. Then when I shut the folder, I shut all that up. So that's my base one. Then let's say we want the second base. second base color, and we make a new layer. This is the new layer button, and we just call this second base. Then you see over here I have a lot of tools. I normally use the polygon lasso tool. I of course use the brush, and sometimes I also use the pin tool. These I would say are the three main ones, and of course you can also use the text tool to make a some text. But these three are the ones that I tend to use the most, and this one, but that's really the magic one. But that's really more if you want to take something out of a picture, which we won't do today. So yeah, this is how the plate is really looking. Let's say, all right, we also want we don't want to do the third color because I'm gonna use one of the presets. I'm actually gonna show you guys in a bit. But let's just in this one, let's just make. This is not gonna be a pretty skin, but it's just, you know, for this video purpose. What I tend to use is in the red one here, where you have all the guidelines thing. You have this wire. This particular layer is definitely your friend, because when you see here, you can see it shows where the car is, you know, the lines and stuff like that. And I want a white Porsche. So I go over here to my tools. I select the white color I want. I want a completely white car. Yes, and brush. Make sure there's brush. Make sure that I click and have the layer highlighted that I want to change. And then I just paint over it. I know some guys might be looking at this and think, what are you doing? But this is the way I do it. Sorry, but that's just how it is. And now, you know, of course, it can be difficult to see these lines. So sometimes I just use, you know, I know that I want a white car, and then I might go in and make sure that that it's a red color, or that wasn't actually helping. Let's just take a black one. Yeah, black color, and then just for the purpose, you know, make it the background here black. And then at the end, when I have done all my work, I changed it back to white. So let's actually just do that this time. Second base color. I want that to be blue, just because we can. And then I'm gonna show you how to use the polygon tool. What you can do with the polygon tool is, for actually zooming in and out, as you can see, I'm holding the Alt left while I'm holding that in. I'm just scrolling on my mouse. That's just how I do it. When I'm moving around like this on the picture, I'm holding the space bar down while just using the left trigger on the mouse just to move around. But let's make a fine line here. So I can click on a point on the map. Now I've clicked, and then you can see I can drag this line around from where I want, and it doesn't stop until I click again. So let's say I want it to be right here. I make a click. So everything now, you know, then I kind of highlight around that. Let's just go down a bit of the back of the car, and let's make this a huge selection. Let's just make that and go in here, and when you get the points to meet again, see, now you have these lines around, which means that this is a selected area. And then I take my brush. The good thing about a selected area is if I paint now by clicking left trigger, I do that now, I doesn't paint. But if I move it into this area, I paint only on this area. This makes it easier to make these fine lines. And to get the selection away, you press Control left and D. See, now it's gone. So that's one layer. I want another one. Let's just make a bit on the front. This is gonna be a really weird looking car, guys. Let's just from the front make a straight line up here. Straight line back down. Let's make it on this particular selection. I will show you soon how to get it to show this car in game, so you can make adjustments as you go along. This is just again to try and make it not that long, and then we painted it. So now we have like, you know, two layers. The good thing about these folders is I can close them and just only, you know, so if you have a lot of logos and stuff like that, you can just remove them all at one time. So that's how it is. Let's turn this off and let's just look how it. Let's go in and see how this particular thing will look in game. What we then do is that we go into our iRacing account here on the web page, go into test the track, our testing, choose the car. This is the car, and this central circuit, or how you pronounce that, because this doesn't take that much power to have going, so it's easier to have open while we're, you know, working on our skin as we want to do here. And we just let the simulator do this for a bit. This would be the perfect time for it not to work. That would be amazing. So yeah, you know, it's I always have this open when I'm doing the skins because I can make changes on the fly. So once you're in, you press test. I have it just posted to my mouse because I don't want to have my wheel on at all times. This makes it so that I can, you know, drive the car. Make sure to get the car out of the pits or away from the guy with the another sign, because that way you will always be able to, you know, change the skin. So make sure that your car is out of the pits, just right here. If you press Control F and F12, you get this configuration window up, and with AWS you can move around. This is a great tool to actually look at the car and how it's gonna look. So let's just Alt Tab and go back to our Photoshop window. Yeah, let's just try and see this in game. Go into File, save it as, and we want to be a tag file, the TGA. The skin is in your Documents and iRacing, Paints folder, and it will be the Porsche. Alright, now to actually call it. If you just have a normal skin, you would say car underscore, and then you have an ID number -10 75 31. This would be normally for, you know, fine for a normal skin. But as we have these plates and stuff like that, and they will be normally added on, I'll just say underscore num underscore the ID. The num says to iRacing that I have custom numbers, so they won't project iRacing numbers, which is, you know, a good thing. Otherwise it will look a bit odd. So let's just do this, and then we save it as a 24 bits. Yeah, well, let's do that. Go into the game and Control R. And now see the blue line across the top didn't. Yeah, that's how it looks. And on the back, that's fine. That was what we made. You know, we can always make adjustments to it. And you can see easily with the plates, we can see where they're placed and where they're gonna be placed by me actually when the skin is done, you know, the front, the back, and stuff like that. let's say that we like this skin. We're a fan of this. This is what we want to drive. But we want logos on it. And how do we do that? I go back again in here. Use the wires, because the wires are such an help. They're so important. You won't even believe it. Always have your logos above where your where paints are. I normally make a folder in the top of paintable area. Let's just call this stickers, because they are stickers. And we go into our video, and we have an AOR logo, and I just click on it. These are PNGs because they don't have any with transparent backgrounds. This is what you want to use. This gives you the best results normally. Just drag it in, and you get this. Press OK. You see, it automatically makes it a smart object. What I tend to do is I have the brush tool. Click on it. It says, it wanna do the resize processing. Fair enough. Then I right click it and smart object again. This way I have created it myself and I can easily edit it. Alright, see, now I have a black AOR logo on a black background. This is gonna be a bit weird. I double click the layer, and let's say I want the logo to be red. So I go into color overlay, and I choose red color, because I want the color to be red. Alright. So we go in here, I press Ctrl T to change it, and then I can move it around just as I want. I hold shift down, and in the top right or top left corner you can move it, and we'll always keep the right scaling out here. So let's just place that on the side of the car, and we want to place one on the other side, and I want it to be the same size. So I actually did this a bit too fast. I will just show you again. I have this logo right here. I drag it down to this little one here. Let's make a new layer. Then I make a copy of the layer I just had. I see it's called AOR logo copy. I can just call it logo 2 if I want, or just logo. Control T it, and now see, it's a new picture, all new picture. And we just move it down here, and you can use these to kind of place it really close to where you want it to be. I right click it and rotate it 180 degrees. Remember, we're on the other side of the car now. We want to place it there. So now we have AOR we have logos on the side. Let's just oh yeah, I need to make sure that they're in the sticker folder. In here I actually wanna now that I have them already marked, both of them, I can make a new group and put all of those in that group. That way, if I have more different kind of logos, if I use the Elgato, then I will use AOR here, and then I would make a new folder and call it Elgato and stuff like that. You can make it as you want, but I've just found that this is the easiest way to change stuff. Let's just add an Elgato logo just for the fun of it. And we want to make that red as well. Just red, yeah, same red. And we want to add that on the top of the car. Let's just have that in the middle of the top of the car. Yeah, there it is. And into the Elgato folder. See, I can choose which one I want to change, or I can get rid of all the stickers at the same time. Use folders, guys. They are a huge help. Yeah, so that's kind of the basics around the painting of it. let's go in. We want these extra things that Porsche has given us and I have given us. You have some color changing logos, which are on the Porsche, the Porsche logo on the back, the mobile one on the sides, and also if you really close in here, the road safety. Oh, that was not meant to be. If I press Control 0 again, I get the full picture. Let's just again do, let's make them black, because as we talked about at the beginning, we want to make the background white. All right, I have the banner here. You guys can change that as you want. And then I have preset 1, 2, and 3. 1 is, you know, the rear plates and the mirrors. 2 is only the back ones, and 3 is like the mirrors. Let's say we only want the mirrors. These are the things that we want to change depending on, you know, drivers. We want this to be blue. I just double click this preset, color overlay, and make it blue. But I want it to match the one I have out here. I hold Control left and just click on that color. See, if I do this and just do it again, I get the color that I have out there. Very, very nice tool. Okay, so now let's see how that looks. We take off the wire just to see it now. File, save as, the TGA file, as we did before, into your documents, go into iRacing, paints, the car, and car underscore num. We already have the file here, so we can just keep on overwriting it. That's what it's saying there, but in Danish and 24-bit. And go back to the car and Control R. So this is how it looks at the moment. Let's say that's what we want, but we want the car to be white. So we just go in here, back to base, double click it, color overlay, and we want it to be white. There it is. Good. If I was done now and I had to save it, and I want to send this into the AOR, I would take this one off and I will take this one off, and then I will save it again as we have just done. Go into File, Save As, Tag File down here, Documents, iRacing, Paints, and in here, and the number, yeah. Okay, 24-bit. Control R again to see it. And then it will look like this. And this is kind of, you know, what we will send in, because then we don't interfere with anything that's going to be made. So that's how we do just the basic skin of it. Now we will get into the bit more complicated stuff. Now we will go into custom spec maps. And this is where stuff might get a bit, you know, interesting. As some of you may have seen, I have the spec map tool. I'll just open this. This is a picture. You can just have it open around here or here or on another screen. I'll just have it right here. This particular place is what you want to be looking for, and this one down here as well. These are the two ones that you want to use for choosing the reflection of your car. So let's just minimize that first and minimize this one. What I want to do, because this is the, you know, car that we want to do a fix up, you want to take the paintable area, highlight it, and everything that we have in extra, so Control and highlight it as well. Drag this down to make a new layer. We have copied it, and then Control G to make a new folder or group. And we just call this spec. That's fine. This we want to drag into the green folder now. And click on it. So everything will be looking a bit weird here. See, we have a red channel and we have a green channel. If we take this picture forward again, everything that you see up here is in the red channel. Everything down here is in the green channel. Depending on how your red channel is, that will decide which one of these you're working on. If I had, a very dark or black, color paint in the red channel, and have it all light in the green channel, it will become completely matte. If I had, all white at the red channel and all black in the green channel, it will be the most chrome you have ever seen, and to be honest, doesn't look good. You want a middle ground, so play around with it, but I will show you how. So what we have is, we have this folder called spec. I drag it in to the red channel and it will change completely. Don't get confused. This is all part of how it needs to look. And then I drag it beneath the parts and stuff like that. You can see I've already added the AOR plates. So everything I do from now on will kind of get accepted on by the skin, as long as this one is on top. You will be able to use the spec maps. I will go for the paint first. So just the color. Let's make it chrome actually. And for that, only use the colors out here to, reflect on this one. Let's see, 0.9. This one right here. I use this one to, change it. So 0.9 will be 90%. 1 will be 100%. 0.5 will be 50%. So let's make it 90. So go in here, 90%. And you immediately see the color change. All right. And everything that's blue, all this, I want that. I want to give that a very matte finish. I have a whole folder here. This is where folders really help as well. Double click on the folder, change the color, and make it all black. We have the stickers, the logos. You can change these as you want, but I normally just go for a, normal logo sticker thing. And iRacing is recommending that in the red channel they get all black. So do that. And all the extra things here, we just follow that. Complete the whole one and make that black as well. Good. Now I have done my red channel. This will look a bit odd at first. Now we will need to do that same thing in the green channel. So take the spec one, make a new layer, spec copy. The spec copy I take into the green one. Close the red one and use the green one. See, again, drag it down. So it's just above the base color. Now it looks like this. Bit weird. Let's see in here. We want the white color to be very chrome. Let's go 2, so 20%. So go back in, paintable area as we have it down here. Go back down to base color. We have our base down here. And we then make it 20%. Okay, see, now we get back to more what we had before. we wanted the black to be very matte. So let's say 90%. Double click it. Color overlay, click here. Say 90%. And the stickers. Again, to the iRacing, what they recommend. They recommend you use for normal sticker, 15% here. And the extra, we will have that to be the same as, you know, our matte here. So that was 90%. So now we have our spec map, but we also want this to be shown on the car, right? So now I have only this one tucked on. I'll go into File, save it, tag file, get into our Documents folder, iRacing paints the car. I just click on this one to get down here. Then change from num to spec. This is telling iRacing, alright, the first one, it's a car in game, it's not a helmet or suit. The spec is, alright, this is a spec map thing. I have the num on the other one, that's because that's custom numbers I have on it. As I have spec on it, oh, it's the spec map, and I have the ID. Save it. And then we go into iRacing. And I want to see how it looks with the plates on. That's exactly why I did this. So we just put all these on. Save it. Tag file. Documents, iRacing paint in here. And the num. Yeah. Let's replace that one. Yeah. Alright, let's see how it looks. Fantastic. Now you can see all the different highlights and stuff like that. And because we have used the AOR template, the numbers around here will be as they should be. So this particular spec map is nothing wrong with, and will be completely accepted in our skin pack folder. But what you will see when you then have to send in the skin is, if we go into actually our paints folder, I have it here, paints folder. You see there's the num, and then there's a third file we haven't made. This is the file that you need to send in, the MIP map, that the spec map already kind of, you know, makes by itself. So these two files you can just send in now, and you get the skin and the spec maps. So these are kind of, you know, the way that I did it. As you saw, you know, by using the folders and stuff like that, it's easy to change all of these things at once. Really kind of clean up your own template. Really helps you when you're making huge changes and just, you know, wanna do this, because this right here, I think normally I take, you know, it can take half an hour just to get these particular effects completely right as you want it. And it's really just to play around with it a bit. Have a go at it. Don't be afraid of it. It's fun when you can, and get some excellent results. But yeah, this goes for all cars and stuff like that in iRacing, and it's the same for everything. So yeah, don't be afraid. Just go for it, and good luck with it. See you guys on track.